Welcome to Freeman and our first real mod showcase, because the last mod showcase I did was showcasing some weapon skins that were changed a little bit around and all that stuff, but this is on a much grander scale. This is the 1937 Second Chinese-Japanese War, and this is a mod for Freeman Guerrilla Warfare. We're going to be creating a new campaign here, and I am literally just going to be choosing the top options just to get through the character creation relatively quickly. And we'll just go with this guy, and we're going to call him Doggo. Yes, I am a very imaginative fellow, am I not? Yes, very imaginative indeed. Anyway, this is the storyline for this particular mod, and this mod was made by the developers themselves with the new workshop support. This is the first one that has been added to the workshop, and well, modding tools are going to be coming along very, very shortly indeed. I'm not going to learn the basics of the game because I already kind of know what to do. This is the world map. Look at this. Look at how cool this is. Yeah, they've done some pretty decent work on this, I gotta say. Otherwise, a number of other things have been changed. You can see that blatantly. Oh dear. I was going to say, you could see that blatantly here and then point to my weapon, but I don't have a weapon. That didn't really work out too well, did it? Oh well, never mind. It's absolutely fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to spec into... Oh, should I get an assault rifle? Oh, I don't even know. I've got so many different options. The first thing you're going to see here is that not all of the weapons are going to be era specific, so they're not all going to be 1937 era weaponry, but there are the select few weapons that actually are, and these are the, well, I would assume the 98K, the KE-7 light machine gun, the MP-18 submachine gun, and then we also have, well, there's actually a bunch of lower tier weapons that you can also buy. Unfortunately, we can't see them here. Just ignore the red dot sight and the other scopes and stuff like that, because that's obviously not accurate. But yeah, for those of you that want to roleplay, this is a really, really nice start. As you can see, there's also army officer hats, and there are also various other uniforms as well that you're going to be able to get. As you can see, Jin army tops, for example, and a variety of other things. It seems like jungle camouflage is a big thing, so maybe we want to get something like that, but I think at the moment we're doing pretty alright. The one thing that I need to get is a weapon, so I'm going to try and see if I can get a weapon. Thank you very much. So let me see if I can actually get over there. Let's get over to another town, see if I can do something. Bear in mind, bandits in this mod are also equipped with the same kind of stuff, so if you're going to be fighting them, then you're going to see things like 98Ks and various other weapons, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to find a good weapon. Alright, so I did a little bit of cheating because I wanted to get enough money to be able to buy my first weapon. Turns out selecting the top option only in the character creation is probably not the best idea. Anyway, as you can see right here, we have a 98K, as I said I was going to buy, and we also have a self-made M26 light machine gun. Now, my actual character, as you can see right here, is currently using a 38, and that is actually kind of good. I feel like that is going to be really, really nice for us. As you can see, I'm actually wearing some pretty cool armor as well. You can also change your helmet if you want to, and all kinds of wonderful stuff. I've also increased my stats to the maximum just so that you can see what's going on with the combat and everything. So we have a small army here, and I think it's probably about time that we get into some kind of battle. Wow, that's a very small army right there. I kind of want to take on a bandit camp. Shall we take on a bandit camp? I think that could be pretty fun. So I'm going to wait until daytime, and then we'll try and do that. Let me actually go over to the mercenary camp, because there might actually be something going on there. Aha, okay. So these are, of course, not particularly era specific, but we're going to take them anyway just to add them to our party. And we're just going to do auto group up for the most part. That is a really, really quick and easy way of getting your units in the fight. Very much appreciated to have that. And we're just going to do auto rename as well. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so we have now 41, and it's about time that we head into battle. All right, so look at this battle map. What a crazy, crazy map it is. We've got 45 enemies to eliminate. Let's deploy all of our guys. We'll send a couple over to this area, and we'll send a couple over to that area. I'm not really going to be too specific about my orders, because I personally feel like we should be fine to deal with these guys. Now, what I have mostly noticed about the differences between the basic version of Freeman, in other words, the native version, the original version of Freeman, without the mod enabled, is the fact that this mod does not have a lot of body armor. The body armor is not anywhere to be seen because, well, I would assume there's not that much body armor to be found in 1937. So that is definitely going to be something to take into account. In other words, I'm not going to have a huge amount of armor here. I'm going to be taking a lot of extra damage. I'm not going to have armor that is up the wazoo. I'm going to literally have, well, 26 or, somewhere around that value. And that is a big change, because that means that, well, basically anyone will be able to deal pretty significant damage to me. Now, bear in mind that most of the enemies are also going to be having similar gear, so if you think that you're going to get outgunned or outnumbered or anything like that, then you don't have to worry about that, because that's not actually how it happens. And you don't have to worry about enemies having VFA fighters or anyone that has significantly advanced weaponry. At least that's what I've seen so far. And I think that most of the enemy factions are era-specific, very, very much accurate to that. And we're going to try and do some damage. There we go. Nice. Critical hit. There we go, nice headshot right there, and yes, I've now reached level 2, because let's face it, I didn't have any levels before. Let's throw a grenade. Boom. Let's see if the grenade's actually going to do something for us. Oh, nice. There we go. Yes, we got a good amount of kills from that. And let's see if I can do a little bit of extra damage here too. Nice. Oh, we're getting so many critical hits. I guess it is because of our marksmanship and proficiencies. It seems like they die pretty easily anyway. Alright, so we're going to tell these guys to go in here. It seems like there are no enemies in this area, so we're going to tell our other forces to advance. And now, here's the thing. Technically, what you could do is you could theoretically use modern era weapons if you wanted to. You could easily do that. You don't have to use the weapon that I'm using right here. You could use something amazing, like a, I don't know, 12 gauge shotgun or something like that. As far as I'm aware, that is still available. But bear in mind that that would completely just, that would just kill all of the atmosphere and the immersion that you're going to see. But of course, that's the point. The mod does include those things. It does include, as I've said before, laser sights, red dot sights, and, various other things that are not era specific. And that is a bit of a shame. But it's showing exactly what is possible in the capacity of modding Freeman itself. So it's basically showing this is what you can expect to see. You can see, expect to see World War II stuff, and I can assume that as we go forward in the modding process and the community gets hold of the modding tools, they're going to be able to create absolutely insane mods for the game that are going to revolve around Warhammer 40k. It's going to revolve around Star Wars and a variety of other media. And that's going to be amazing. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. And don't even get me started on other World War mods as well, because you never know. There's going to be a World War I mod. There probably is. Let's face it. There probably is going to be a World War I mod. World War II and various other wars as well. And I think that this mod definitely demonstrates that capacity. It demonstrates the ability for it to be very, very much accurate, and I'm liking it very much. I am definitely liking it. So if you've very much become intrigued, shall we say, by this mod showcase, then I'd highly recommend checking out the Steam Workshop download page, I have seen a number of people having difficulties with the installation of the mod, but I didn't have any problems whatsoever. I'm not entirely sure why people are having issues. Maybe it is just a system-specific thing and my system was okay with it, or maybe they just pressed the wrong button or something or other. I don't exactly know, but everything is working completely fine for me. I'm not receiving any errors whatsoever. I am seeing absolutely everything that is meant to be seen, with the exception of course, us still having scopes and stuff like that, but I can assume that that is indeed on purpose. I don't think that I don't think that they went through and removed all of the scopes and all that stuff, because let's face it, they've already added a bunch of era-specific weapons. And how many times am I going to say the phrase era-specific? Kudos if you counted how many. I apologize. Anyway, era-specific, era-specific, era-specific. There we go. So for those of you that were counting, there you go. Fantastic. And there we are. Nice. A very easy victory for our bandit camp right there. And look at this. Aha. We have a pistol. We have another pistol right there. And that pistol is very era-specific. There's another one. And we have a bunch of horse bandit pants and stuff like that. And we'll just capture everything. There we go. And look at this. We've got a bunch of people that we can now imprison, which is actually fine, because I do have a bunch of prisoner management. Now, I hear you ask, are the sieges any different? Are the siege mechanics any different? Now, I'm going to say that I assume probably not, because in the grand scheme of things, I feel like the general architecture of the base game of Freeman, of Native, is pretty much good enough to stand up in any kind of mod, with the exception of obviously changing the franchise completely. So a World War mod would be completely fine, I think, for the most part, with the base game siege mechanics and maps and tile sets and stuff like that. But something like Star Wars, for example, that's probably not going to be working out too well with this kind of map set. So it's going to take much longer for modders to actually get to a particular point in their development cycle that they'll actually get something looking accurate enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on it at the very least. I think that it is a really, really cool start, and I definitely think that you should check it out if you are a fan of this era of history, because, as I say, if you are committed to the immersion, then you can use a weapon like this. You can use armor like this, and as I've said, not many units have body armor, and if they do have body armor, then they're going to be things like this guy. He's got, just a light combat vest and stuff, so it's not going to be anything too heavily armored as far as I can tell so far. And you know what, let's actually try something out here real quick. I'm gonna just see. No, as you can see, there's really there are some combat vests, but they are really light armor, so it is not a big deal in my opinion. I mean, I could wear some combat armor right now. Look at that. It looks a little bit out of place, I gotta say, but if you don't want to use it, then you don't have to. And I think that's a cool thing as well. Anyway, we're gonna attack this. We're gonna attack this city right here. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna attack them just yet, because I'd like to get some medkits if at all possible. Where are the medkits? Where are the medkits actually? Are they under armor? Seems like there are no medkits. No, I'm sure that's not the case. Let me go over here. As you can see though, there's a huge amount of things becoming under siege. Everything is happening. There's a huge amount of action going on all over the place. So if you like a mod that is much more close quarters, shall we say, then I think that this is definitely the way to go. You probably want to check it out. At the very least, just check it out, just because it's going to be pretty cool to see one of the first mods available for the game. And it seems like there are no first aid kits. That's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but oh well, never mind. I guess I am just going to go in and attack. Let's see what the siege mechanics are like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be basically the same, but that's fine, because if you are, as I say, invested in the immersion, then it's going to be standing up perfectly fine. No problem at all right there. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what the community is going to come up with. Absolutely interested, because it means that they're going to get their hands on the modding tools. And I know that there are a lot of talented individuals out there, and well, I'm not one of them, that's for sure. But I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what they come up with, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to be invested in like Warhammer 40k stuff and Star Wars stuff, and I'm going to be very much eagerly anticipating that. So yeah, that is going to be it for this mod showcase. If you'd like to check out the mod, there is a link in the description. You can download it very easily through the Steam Workshop. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.